Your phone will be there at the. You got this. Good morning, Rick, Mr. Olson. Good morning, Dolly. Good morning, Chevy. Just gonna go through these comments here, Deborah. So I have a special guest here this morning. It's Harry Bacharach. Our good friend Ari is here, and we're gonna do just a quick quick short episode talking about his background.
We're gonna do a quick cross stream.
Yeah, we're gonna cross the streams a bit here.
Yeah.
But Harry, what are you about, man? You're a musician. You're into geopolitics. I know you're advocating for a politician locally that was, I believe, a Republican black woman in Cleveland.
Yeah.
What's your background, sir?
Well, so I was born in Cleveland, and I'm a musician. I was, at least up until 8 months ago, when I lost all my steady gigs. And now I think we're just trying to get control of our country. And I think, I went to Detroit. I just missed you by a few minutes, and took some neat pictures of some patriots in downtown Detroit. And so, needless to say, I was a Bernie bro, and I watched how the DNC stole it from him the first time around, and then I was a burn me once bro, and I was not going to vote for the Democrats ever again, kind of thing. Even though I think I'm still a registered Democrat, but
as am I.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I would kind of want to see what people are saying about Sidney Powell being tapped for FBI director. Did you hear that?
I have heard rumors of that for a few months. I know there's some supporters.
I'm talking about Steve Bannon saying to her, "When you're the FBI director, are you going to clean up the mess?" And she said, "You betcha."
Oh wow.
I mean, that was.
What's your thoughts on Sidney Powell, Harry?
I think she's amazing. I think we need more tough litigators like her. We need decent lawyers again. And
make lawyers decent again.
Something, because they're the ones that can skate the law, and they're the ones we need to take care of first. Is get better judges and better lawyers, and less ambulance chasers.
Yeah, and Sidney Powell is someone who has had support in the alternative media from guys like Robert David Steele, of course. Mm-hmm. That's actually how I came to know of her, background, her situation. Mm-hmm. And Harry supports her as well. You're also a musician.
Yeah, I've played music for, I think, my whole life, as far as I remember. And I made a living for 10 years just playing music alone, which was nice. And actually, you can go to Harry Bacharach, all one word, is my YouTube channel. And I think I only have 300 subscribers, so please subscribe so I can maybe do live streams at some point. I was banned from doing live streams on Facebook for 30 days, just past the election, from some guy who
really
didn't like my Proud Boys punching a Antifa into next week.
Oh, okay.
That went against their community.
That was, so you shared that video and now you're banned.
I was, yeah. But wow. I'm back on Facebook. So anyways, but irrelevant. Folks, I want you to, if you can, look at this Clinton Eugene Curtis. He was running for Congress, believe it or not, in Florida this year. And he testified, I believe back in 2000, that he wrote the software that flips elections 49 to 51 any way that you want it. And that is problematic, that it hasn't been resolved in 20 years, and they're still getting away with it up until now, hopefully. And so look that up. Clinton Curtis, it's on YouTube. He's testifying under oath in front of Stephanie Tubbs Jones, who was apparently murdered because she was going to do she was a congresswoman. And
what municipality was this in?
This was, I believe he testified in Ohio, but I can't recall if it was under what conditions he was testifying, but it was definitely in front of Congress. So, and he said, I wrote the software and you wouldn't be able to see it because it's like one line of code in the voting machines. And, this is proprietary knowledge, proprietary information that you cannot see what's going on the inside of these machines. So of course it's easily hacked. And so we've known this forever and ever. So are we finally going to get our election integrity back? That's anyway.
I've heard this about the Dominion software update as well, and is that what you're talking about?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But now, from what I understand, the Pelosi's own this company. Is this correct? The Dominion software or the?
I actually don't know, but this was in Tulane County in Georgia, where a surge of 6,000 votes happened, and there was an update that went into the software. I think just a couple days before
I don't doubt
the
it.
election.
Again, I mean, Trump tweeted out, "It's not who." What was the about? It's who votes or who counts the votes. Easy
right.
for me to say,
Yeah.
folks. Easy for me to say. Yeah. So we got some things to work out, but I am definitely not thinking that Biden is our president under any circumstances right now. I mean,
yeah,
I really feel. I mean, I feel for the folks that are still hornswoggled and bamboozled into thinking that for some reason he's going to be the president. It is just absurd. I don't know. And I just hope it doesn't get hot. You know?
Yeah, kinetic. And let's talk about Freemasonry a bit.
Sure.
Your family has some ties to Freemasonry.
Sure, my father was a Freemason, and his father was a Freemason, and his uncle was a Freemason, and they were Zionist Jewish Freemasons. I kind of use that because they're not religious Jews. And so I've been studying because I inherited this encyclopedia, and you can watch me on Crowdsource the Truth and then watch the follow-up, which was kind of funny because he got a little salty.
And yeah, we can talk about that in a second here. But let's can you break down Freemasonry a bit for us? Spark notes, let's say.
Sure. Well, so ultimately, Freemasons were running America and running everything, and for hundreds of years. And my father was a Freemason, and he was a lawyer, and he would wear his Masonic ring to court to signify that he's a Freemason, and he would get preferential treatment from the judge who was a Freemason. So, and you'll get a better job if you're a Freemason and you rub elbows in the lodge with the guys, and they get you the position over a profane or a non-Freemason, a Cowan, they call it. And that's kind of important. And it's, to me, that's where the two-tier justice system comes in. And this is where people are keeping oaths that are not to the Constitution, that usurp the constitutional oath. The Masonic oath does. And also, so that's kind of a big deal if you ask me, when you talk about laws and who's...
And it usurps everything, right? It's most important to those people.
I suspect, yes. Yes, you have to come to your brother's aid if they're a Freemason, and that could lead to problems if I had to guess. So, anyways, yes. So I do
father and grandfather were Freemasons. You aren't.
I am not.
And there's a term for that, right?
Yeah, a Cowan is a Lewis is a son of a Freemason, so I'm a Lewis. And I'm also, since I'm not a Cowan, or since I'm not a Mason, I'm a Cowan. So my Twitter handle is Lewis M, as in Mason, Cowan. And I believe there's a number 1 behind that.
So all Lewises are Cowans, but not all Cowans are Lewises, because you have to be a son of a Freemason to be a Lewis, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But yes, a non-Mason is a Cowan.
So I'm a Cowan as well, folks. We're counting it up here.
Well, and so some of the other main points that I tried to make on Jason's show was that, well, I mean, besides usurping the constitutional rights or law, well, I sort of lost my train of thought, to be fair.
So Jason Goodman, you did an interview with him, New York-based YouTuber, and the main interview seemed to go without hiccup, but then you had a follow-up, which was like a phone call.
Right. He taped, of course, and I kind of knew I was going to be taped because I know his MO. And he was pretty convinced that George and I had planned to infiltrate his program and It's all horse shit, and it's very sad because he does have a good outlet, and he
There he is.
he's a smart guy and he does a good job. He's just he's convinced, as most conspiracy minded folks are, that everybody's out to get him, and whether that's true or not.
Well, I don't know if most conspiracy folks are like that, but most paranoid schizophrenics are.
Okay, fair enough.
And not to say that he is one,
Right.
but I found that interview to be, very one-handed. I don't know if you can call it an interview. I guess he found himself offended because you knew someone that he didn't, or something like that.
No, it's because he and George work together, and he hates George with a passion.
Okay.
Is all, and that's kind of the crux of it. And
But then he went on to say that because you didn't tell him that you knew George,
right, that I was
that you deceived him in some way.
correct. And to be fair, I knew I wouldn't get on the show had he known that I knew George. But to be frank, I think it's
I don't think that's deception. It's just
maybe
you didn't
it was,
lie
maybe
to
it
him.
wasn't. Right.
It's like it's not like I don't know all the people you know, Harry. Or
Right.
It's not like you know all the people I know.
No,
I
of
don't
course
think it's
not.
just deceiving that Harry doesn't disclose all the people that he knows to me. It's
Well,
not
to be honest with you,
a
like,
right of mine.
he never allowed me to have like a conversation with him leading up to the show so we could discuss things. I'd be like, hey, let's discuss the show. I want to be prepared for the show. And he never called me, and so we just went for it,
Mhm.
And so that's probably why I didn't disclose anything, is because we never talked about it because there was no time to. And
Yeah, he kind of shut you down pretty quickly, I noticed.
oh yeah, well, that's it is what it is. Um, it's that New York state of mind, I guess.
Well, no hard feelings here from anyone associated with the studio.
Right.
We certainly are supportive.
Well, the truth needs to get out
truth.
one way or the other,
Yeah,
man.
the
And
truth, man.
to be fair, George and Jason work together very, very well, and it's kind of sad that the social engineers, which I do believe are out there to wedge issue us apart, and to fraction the truth movement, or fracture. They did what they had to do, and so score one for them. But I think we're not done yet, as far as I can tell.
And you came up. You just missed me the other day, Harry, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both in Detroit.
And
I was covering the TCF protest there, very hopping on Friday, and that was actually the day you were around.
Yeah, it was neat. It was good. I mean,
Snipers on the buildings, spotters on the buildings. Well, I didn't see any snipers. I saw a spotter, two choppers. Did you see any snipers?
Spotters, I guess.
Spotters.
I mean, I'm sure
okay.
they're not packing heat.
Yeah, they're probably packing something.
And it seemed like everybody well, not everybody. A lot of folks were pistol packing on the down there with us, so I felt safe.
Pretty high ratio of police officers to civilians, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. Anyway, Eddie, I appreciate what you've been doing lately, man. You've been hauling ass and.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's
it. Yeah.
Good stuff. It's good. Where's Jorge? Is he come back?
I actually don't know where he is right now. I think he's on his way to Mexico, but I got to call him later today, see where he's at. He was in Cali with the great Peter Duke, as we call him, creative director, filmographer, videographer, and yeah, I think he might have been. Yeah, I actually don't know. Somewhere in the world is Jorge Webb. We don't know.
Yeah.
But here we are, folks, at the Neighborhood News Studio with Harry Bacharach, musician, geopolitical commentator, and we got a few minutes left here, Harry. I know you said you wanted to do about 20.
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about your local candidate, who you were very supportive of.
That's okay. She got creamed pretty good. I mean, look, the gerrymandered district, it looks like an I, okay, like the capital letter I. So you got Cleveland here, and then the strip here of like wealthy suburbs, and then like Akron down here, and so it's so gerrymandered for Democrats that she really obviously didn't have much of a chance. But so that was disappointing. But how how are you going to take on the fake news unless you create your own news station like this, which is what everybody has to do. It's time to get out your cameras and start telling the truth and breaking through the algorithms. I am algorithmically challenged. I get no likes, no shares, no comments, nothing on anything. And I think I have somewhat important information, and that is why they don't want it out. And so, do we live in America, or is it communist China? Is it Saudi America that we have to wear mandatory face coverings and we can't play music live anymore, and we can't congregate, and that's borderline Sharia law, and
Yeah.
I don't approve.
Yeah. Yeah. We got civilians being forced to cover their faces, male and female alike. Excuse the audio distortion there for a bit there, people. Harry here was just kind of lamenting at the situation we find ourselves in. But we are at about 20 minutes here, so we're going to call it.
I just want to say hi. Thank you. I want to thank Aaron and Addie for holding down the fort here at the neighborhood news studio. This one's State Studio. What is that?
Neighborhood News Studio, I think it's the official channel now. So
yeah, so we'll just keep on compiling and trying to get the truth out here, folks, because this is pretty vital. And don't lose hope. We have the courts in our favor nowadays, where over the past years and decades, we have not had courts and judges in our favor. And so, yeah, hopefully, and I do have faith that the military intelligence is involved and that they're running an operation that is, it's been going on for a long time. So let's keep praying and charging ahead.
I'll put all the links in the description box below, folks, and we'll see you next time.
All right, be good. Thanks, Andy. Peace.